So I've played over 50,000 plus hands so far this year at 500 NL, and the results have been good. I've had some variance in between weeks, but what I like to do when I play, and I also recommend you guys take this approach as well, just check your monthly results. That way you're not putting a ton of pressure on yourself to hit up these made targets that you put in your head. You know what I mean? You can't really be like, okay, I want to make X amount this week or whatever, because, variance does come into play. But overall, every single month, I've been doing my thing. I've been very consistent, but I've also been playing this game for so long now that, you know, um, my skill set is very high. Now, if you want to see some more behind the scenes stuff on really the hands or whatever, we do have a really good community you guys could get in right now. I'll link that up below in the pinned comment. But go over hand analysis and really just ways to improve. You can talk with me more. Other high level members in there, so check it out. Also, you guys could tap the like as we're getting into this, and yeah, let's do this. And stick around to the end, because I'll tell you what, we had some good spots and some interesting spots. I also put in a really big bluff to start things off here with a king queen. I think you guys are gonna like this one right here. But the way I approach playing online is it's really not just about using a strategy. Of course, it's good to know everything, like I say, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to outplay the opponents at your table. So you're going to have to bluff, you're going to have to make plays, and you need to stay unpredictable. And this game is not rigged by any means, guys. It's your mindset that's rigged. You got to really hear what I'm saying a little bit. Just come in with a different approach and understand, though, variance does come into play. You're going to be playing a lot more hands per hour when you're playing online, but, you do get to a point where you start picking up more on things. You just pay closer attention to player tendencies, and I'll tell you what, man, you can get to a higher level wherever you're currently at right now. Maybe you think it's your A game, but your A game 3 or 4 months down the road could be your B game. You can always improve. And of course, getting all these technical things right when you're playing. You also have the emotional side to this game, which is, the toughest part. I think that the emotional side is just, it's so hard for people to, take a couple beats or even just one beat and continue to play good. But it's also something you can get good at. Playing through the pain is a skill and a skill set in itself. So, anyways, but yeah, massive bluff right there. How about that? I thought that was it. Just a massive bluff. Only way we were probably taking that one down as well. But it worked out, and, I don't think I would have made that play if I thought player 4 was remotely going to... I was just leaning towards him folding more right there. That's kind of why I made that play, and, fortunately it worked out for us. Doesn't always work out, but if I think I can get a playthrough on somebody, guys, believe me, I'm going to do it, all right? There's not really going to be a lot of hesitation, if that makes sense. And I know I'm kind of going over a lot right now, which is why, you guys got to get in the community, man. I'll tell you what, especially if you're playing lower games than this. The truth about playing online right now is, when you get to mid stakes, what we're playing right here, or just a level above this, you can still beat these players, man. So I don't think you can't. If you're playing really low, I do encourage you guys to move up at least one level from where you're currently at. That way you're at least pushing yourself, because you don't want to stay too stagnant. And when you start playing against slightly better players, it's also going to make you a little bit better. And worst case scenario, you lose, you drop back down a level. It's no biggie, right? But yeah, all right. Anyways, I'm just pretty pumped up for this one. You guys just got to get ready for what's going to happen in here. But beginning here, definitely mixing things up. I was not playing standard at all, clearly shoving with that king-queen offsuit, but we're going to make some plays in this, and we're going to do our thing here, okay? We are going to do our thing. We are not playing that 4-6 off. Pretty easy fold for us right there. We ain't playing that. No, sir. No, sir. All right, back around to player 2. What you gonna do? Couple jacks out there. Somebody could have a jack here. It's possible. Got some jack 10 suited, some king jacks. See what happens. As far as everybody at the table, everyone's kind of just like even at this point. Nobody really doing a whole lot of anything just yet. And another thing I do recommend for you guys, man, like try not to play more than a couple tables at a time. Focus is such a big part of this. You know what I'm saying? So you really need to focus on each individual hand. Seriously, at least consider it a little bit. All right, here we had kings. Gonna open to the 1250 piece, as I like to say here, and hopefully somebody raises us up. Right, that's what we're looking for here. Let's get raised up, man. Let's do this. Yeah, player. I think we do have a re-raise here. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. All right, those guys folded it back over. Oh man, yeah. Oh, everyone folded. Oh, and check this out. You never want to see an ace on the flop when you got kings. So now like, because you're losing to what like those ace fours that might have like just made this call to protect because they were in the big. But I was slightly a little bit more confident that maybe we're still good here. So I put a little 13 piece out there. I don't even know what you want to call it, but whatever. River card was a 10. What could I do here, guys? Like, what could I do? I just checked it. He did have a pair of queens, but I couldn't really go for value with an ace out there like that. So, kind of got counterfeited right there. Just if that ace didn't come out and then like it was just a queen out there, yeah, we would have definitely squeezed a little bit more out right there. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. That stuff happens. It was a little bit heartbreaking to get kings and then everybody folds and then and then you get an ace right on the flop. But it happens. It is what it is. Anyways, we move on. All right, so I defended here with the ace four. Not a good flop for it. Really nothing to continue with here either. So it's kind of like a check fold. I don't really see a reason to bluff at this. Especially from like an early position raiser. Even if he's got a couple of overcards here, I mean, what are we gonna do? It's just makes sense to just kind of give it up. I'm pretty sure that's what I ended up doing anyways. But I mean, we were in the big blind, so it's like whatever. We would have turned like a straight draw if we would hit a 5 or something, but we'll never know. All right, 8-6 folded, and I hope you guys are still with me because, like I said, it's going to get a lot better. We were just kind of playing some defense right now, but we are going to hop back on the offense, okay? We're going to get back on the offense here. Yes, sir. All right, easy fold with the 8-6 offsuit. If it was suited, I would have played it, but it's not, so it's whatever. All right, player 5 doesn't really have a whole lot left. It wouldn't really shock me if he just went for it here. Kept it small. Let's see the turn. 6. Pretty dry board, honestly. Player 5 still going for it. Player 2 keeping him honest. River card's the 5. I think if player 5 has a king, now is kind of just the time to make his move. If he checks, it's going to look real weak. Oh, man. It's not what you want to do. Player 2, if he doesn't go for this, big mistake. All right, he does, and he took it down. Player 5 really did not play that one good. All right, so here we got an interesting hand. Queen deuce on the button here. I am going to raise this up, and as you can see, yeah, everyone's going to fold over. Player 5 doesn't have a whole lot left. And it's not like Queen 2 is like a super strong hand, but if you guys like are playing somewhat of a perfect pre-flop strategy, you are going to be raising this up. If everybody folds around in the button, it is a raise. So that's what we're going to do here. And player 5, I think, is going to call. Let's see if player 4 did too. Wouldn't mind if they both call here, whatever. We are suited, Now, if this hand wasn't suited, I would have just mucked it. I wouldn't even played it. But we are suited, so we're gonna make this raise. Like I said, this is a pretty standard thing to do, pre-flop wise, if you're looking at charts. All right, back to player five. He makes the call in. Look at this flop, man. Two pair. Look at that. We also have runner cards for full houses, flushes. Even if this guy's got a king right here, which he could. He's going to be in some bad shape. We're going to be a very big favorite going to the turn and river here, and yeah, I believe he's just going to go all in here. Yeah, he put like a min raise in, so we're just going to get it in. And let's see if our queen deuce can hold. And like I said, we are a big favorite here. I mean, obviously, if he's got a king going to the turn and river, and he's going to turn over king jack. So kind of bad luck for him. We just need to hold here. Turn card's a 5 and just a jack or the 5 pairing on the board or the king. And yeah, we took it down. So nicely done. I'll pat myself on the back for that, and we kind of progress. But we still got some good stuff coming up here, guys. So, please stick with me. The queen deuce, it worked out for us right there. We'll take it. We'll take the queen deuce. All right, king 5 off. Definitely a fold here. But once again, if this was suited and like player 2 folded, yeah, then we're going to open raise with it, but it's not. So we just kind of got to give it up. Don't want to get too out of line. When you start to get really out of line, guys, that's when things kind of turn for the worst, So we ain't going to get too out of line here. All right, back over to player 2, and he folds it. And this kind of brings us up to the hand that kind of got us there in this one. Now, we were playing pretty good. I threw in a massive bluff to start things off, and for the most part, just playing pretty standard, not having to do a whole lot, and things were just kind of holding up and working out for us. Then we get a king 10 offsuit, and going to open here with it. Obviously, I would have preferred this to be suited. It's not, but whatever. It's going to come around to player 6 and 1, and I think player 1, if I'm not mistaken, I think he just calls. He might have raised this up. I think he just called, though. Let's see. I play so many hands, guys. I just forget sometimes. But yeah, I think he's just going to defend. Yeah, and he does. And, the flop, it is what it is. I mean, we really got none of it. We are looking for a jack for a straight. We could hit a king on the turn. That could still be good if this guy doesn't have an ace. But I'm going to continue here, keeping it small, 13 piece. If he calls, we can put him on having a pair at this point. Maybe some weak aces, maybe some queen X, right? Turn card was a 6. Not a good card. So really we're kind of at a point here where now we open raise from early position, so we're still representing a pretty strong hand, which is why I am going to continue here on the turn for 38. So not like a super big sizing, but it's kind of saying I've got a good piece of this, and if you want to continue, sir, go ahead. Now, he is going to call after thinking about it for a little bit. Okay, and we got the card we needed on the river here. And the nice thing about this card is, I mean, sure, runner cards got there for flushes, but if you look at what we have here, we are blocking the flush with the king, which is exactly why I decided to go with this sizing. I think that by me making this play, and like, let's say this guy's got a club, or doesn't have a club. Let's say he doesn't have a club. Maybe this looks like a bluff because I went for such a large sizing here. I wanted it to look bluffy. I wanted him to think I'm just trying to get him to fold, right? So we went with the 225 piece, put a little barbecue on those chicken nugs right here. We're going to try to take this down and, You know, he called us pretty quick, and we took that down right there. So we are eating some chicken nuggets right there, man. Just talking about that 225 piece. I think I need to eat some lunch, man. Anyways, bringing it to the end here, I think that, you guys saw some good stuff, and I really encourage you, when you are playing this game, man, don't put so much pressure to hit these targets that maybe you put in your head when you're playing, because there is variance to playing this game. Always just look at your monthly stuff, and if you want to hear more from me, check out the pinned comment, get in the community. Thanks for watching this, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.